Hey, good morning, Lakeview Intermediate. It is Tuesday, January the 5th, 2021, and we are still celebrating our New Year's week. So I got another set of New Year's glasses that I got as a gift. I love these New Year's glasses. They're a gift from a secret pal, so I don't even know who gave them to me, but I love them. I love my collection of New Year's glasses. So we're going to have New Year's glasses all week long, and I'm so happy to see everybody on this Tuesday morning. We have 4 days of CLP left. I hope you had a good day in class yesterday on Zoom. And let's get going with Liftoff before we get to our second day of school in 2021. I cannot go any further without bringing in the first launch specialist of 2021. She comes to us from the 5th grade and pod 3/6 from Miss Cannon's class. Please welcome to the stage today's launch specialist, Miss Chloe Edwards.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on.
Hi.
Good morning, Chloe. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. I'm excited to have you on today as our launch specialist. Did you have a good winter break?
Yeah,
Yeah. What did you think of all that snow on Friday?
amazing.
It was. I was kind of surprised. I don't know about you, but they said it might snow, but I kind of was skeptical, meaning like Thursday night, I was like, I don't really think it's going to snow that much. And then I woke up Friday morning and I was like, oh my gosh, what a fun way to end winter break, huh? Yep. Well, let's get to it today. We got to start with the morning announcements. So I'm going to get you up on screen with the announcements, and you can tell everybody what's going on today.
This is the last week of CLP. I can't read that, sorry. Be on time and do your best to attend every Zoom class and participate. In-person school starts Monday, January 11th. Remember to be ready with mask, water bottle, Chromebook, and charger. School opens at 7:10 a.m. next week. The first semester ends on January 15th.
All right. Yeah, sorry I made that small on you. It's hard to read. You can't read from a little teeny box like that. That was Mr. Hines' fault. So yep, same announcements as yesterday. That's just important to remind everybody what it's going to be like next week. We're all going to be really good about remembering those masks and our safety, social distancing, and staying apart from each other in our waiting areas in the morning, all that. Just want to remind everybody of all those procedures for next week. Great job. Okay. So what comes after the announcements, Chloe? Do you remember?
The Miller 5 shout out.
Oh, yeah. It's time for...
Well, you know you make me wanna stop and kick my heels up and down, throw my hands up and down.
All right.
Come on now.
So, Chloe, who is our Miller 5 shout out today? Yesterday we had a whole class. What do we got today?
So today's Miller 5 shout out goes to Celia Mann. So Celia, we're looking at you. Miss York says that Celia jumped into action when a friend on Zoom needed help. She stayed calm and was a great friend. It was amazing. Way to be relational, Celia. Oh shoot.
Sayla. Yeah, her name's Sayla. You got it.
Celia. Sorry. I'm trying to. Okay, sorry. This is really awkward.
No,
That's
you're fine.
why
You did a great job.
Really Miller 5 shout out. And happy birthday to Sayla. I'm sorry.
You're okay. Yeah, it's Sayla's birthday today, and she
Sayla.
got the Miller 5 shout out. Tell everybody again what Sayla did. What'd she do?
She jumped into action when a friend on Zoom needed help.
Perfect. I love that. So somebody needed help. She jumped into action because our teachers are very busy with lots of students on the computer, and it's hard to help everybody. And it's another example. We've had several of these of students stepping up and helping other students during class, and that is so awesome. I love you all looking out for each other, and that's the relational, like you said, Chloe. That's being relational. Our Miller 5, one of our Miller 5 traits. So fantastic. Way to go, Sailor. We're proud of you. All right. What's next after Miller 5 shout out, Chloe?
I think it's Admit 1.
It is. It's time for Admit 1 with Miss Conklin.
Conklin.
So let's bring her in. Good morning, Miss Conklin.
Good morning.
How
Hi,
are you
Corny.
today?
I am absolutely fantastic.
Isn't Chloe doing a great job?
She is. She is. I'm so glad to see you on here, Chloe. Well,
all right. What do we have for Admit 1 today?
absolutely. We are going to talk about a new year. We're going to talk about the new year 2021. And we're also going to talk about 2020, because when we have a new year, sometimes we think about doing things differently. We want to do some, make some changes in things that we're doing. So in order to sit and have some thought about that, we do something called reflection. So so next slide.
All right.
If we talk about reflection, we are considering different things, or we have some serious thoughts about matters. And anytime we want to make a change or we want to think about things in a different way, then we do some reflection. So many of you, if I say, let's do some reflection about 2020, there would be a lot of groans and uggs and things like that. Because definitely in the year 2020, we have had some challenges. People have had some struggles. You've had to learn some new ways to deal with things. But those all, if you think about it from a growth mindset standpoint, then we have grown from that. And if we consider the growth mindset standpoint, making mistakes is good. We welcome mistakes because through those mistakes, we learn lots of different things. So in the year of 2020, we've all learned to kind of have patience and to be grateful for things and how to work through our struggles. And those are all things that we need to learn to be able to get through life and handle things, because we're not always going to have things the way that we want them. So as we're doing our reflection, I want you to think of a few things. Are there positives? What kind of positives came out of 2020? So I just kind of named some. We've grown as people. We may have found different ways to deal with problems or issues or struggles. A lot of families became closer to each other. So I want you to think about the positives that you personally have gained. Then I want you to think about things you've learned. You might have learned some things about yourself, like, wow, I've increased my study habits. If I just spend a few extra minutes doing some things differently, then I can make the grade that I want to make. Or whatever. There's so many different things that we've all learned, but I want you to think about what you've personally learned. And then ways in which you've grown. I personally have grown to be more patient. And I'm pretty patient as a person, but I really had to learn to have patience in 2020 because there were a lot of things that just difficult times. So I want you to think about that, because the lessons for the rest of the week are going to depend on what your reflection is about. So we've got lots to come. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I don't want to be the same. There we go. There's all three of us. That's a great thing to remember, because I'm kind of reflective on that. Like New Year's Eve is a time that I tend to think back on the whole last year. And last year, I don't know about you, Miss Conklin and Chloe, I feel like that last year felt like it was 3 years. Like when I think of things that were happening last February and January, it feels like a lot more than a year ago. It very, very long year with lots of challenges. And it's an important thing to do, to reflect, and it helps you feel better about things oftentimes, even if it was a very tough year for some of us. For some of you, it might have been, some students, it might have been the worst year that they can remember. Maybe things weren't going great at school or at home. But that's when reflection can give you some strength, because you can try to intentionally find things. Well, but at least this didn't happen, and this good thing happened. If we dig deep enough, we can always find some positive things. One might be that your school, your teacher that cares about you, that helps you. Everybody at Lakeview has that, because we've got amazing teachers that are there for us. And so you can start with that blessing and then think of other ones, and that can make you go, okay, well, even though it felt like a whole bunch of the year wasn't very good, there were a lot of good things that happened, and that can make us feel good inside.
It can also build strength as
Sure.
a person. It can help us be much, much stronger as people.
I know our teachers often talk about how much they can do now, like with technology, that because nobody knew what Schoology was a year ago. I didn't know what Zoom was a year ago. StreamYard, this program I'm using right now for Liftoff, I didn't know what that was. And I had somebody help me, Mr. Griswold in Pod 2, help me learn how to do StreamYard on YouTube so we could do Liftoff live. And so I had a blessing of a teacher who had skills, who gave them to me. And now we've got other people and even students doing it every day now. I mean, that's an example right there of getting stronger and growing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Chloe, she made a slide for us, the Google slide. Had you ever done one before, Chloe?
Yeah.
You had? Yeah. Well, you did a fantastic job on that slide.
Yeah. So great things to remember. Reflection is a very, very powerful thing. So that's fantastic. All right. Well, thank you for a great Admit 1, Miss Conklin. We look forward to seeing what you and Mrs. Mann have the rest of the week. Chloe, are we done, or do we have something else to do?
We still have the corny joke of the day.
Of course. And we need someone else here. Who are we missing?
Ozzy.
Yes, let's bring her in. Good morning, Miss Tazi, Mrs. Frame. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you.
All right. Let me, I got to get the Liftoff back up here.
Chloe,
So,
you're doing amazing.
she is. She's rocking it. All right, here we go. Chloe, our corny joke of the day. You told me before we started today, this is another kind of New Year's joke. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's kind of appropriate. Like I'm wearing my New Year's glasses, even though it's January 5th now, we can still celebrate New Year's all week long. So hit us with another New Year's corny joke of the day. What you got?
Where should you do your math homework on New Year's Eve?
Math homework on New Year's Eve? What a horrible thing to have to do. No, it's not. If you have to do math homework New Year's Eve, where should you do it? Chloe, tell us.
Times Square.
Well, there you go.
Oh, there's a math joke. Our math teacher's out there. I hope you heard that one. All right, we love that. Times Square, like your times table. I love it. That's funny. All right. Well, Miss Conklin, I hope you have a great day. And we're going to let Chloe do the pledges and launch this day. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
All right, Chloe, you're up.
Okay, so let's do the pledges now. Please be respectful. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oklahoma flag now. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. And now let's do our moment of silence. We need to be respectful during this time. You may reflect, meditate, or pray, or engage in any other silent activity at this time.
All right. Chloe, we're about ready to launch. I did get a last-minute reminder from Miss Conklin that there is no lunch bunch today or this week. So just a reminder, students, no lunch bunch this week from Miss Conklin and Mrs. Mann, in case you were wondering about that. All right, Chloe. Well, we always say we can't learn or teach at Lakeview until someone has appropriately launched the school day, and it falls on you, our launch specialist. You've done an amazing job today. We're very, very proud of you. Thanks for representing 5th grade and Miss Cannon's class so well.
You're
You
welcome.
ready?
Yeah.
All right. So you do this is kind of backwards because normally you're the one in class responding. So you do the first words and Mrs. Frame and I will respond. Okay. So when you're ready.
We are.
Lakeview.
We are not.
Average.
We will strive.
For the Miller 5.
And whatever it takes, we will.
Grow.
3, 2, 1.
Liftoff.
All right. You did it, Chloe. Great job being our launch specialist. Thank you so much. And we wish all of you a terrific Tuesday of learning at Lakeview. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 for another Liftoff Live. Have a great day.